Okay, sailors, here we are again. And this video is going to be special. So I encourage you to watch it through until the special event, which will be obvious in just minutes, like 10 minutes. Okay, a little bit of an update first before we get to the real exciting stuff. Anchored just off of Titusville, Florida, and just north of the something something Memorial Parkway Bridge, which I'll show you in a minute, and in fact will be part of this video in kind of an interesting way. So, quick recap on this trip so far. Left Jupiter May 28th, Friday morning, for a quick jaunt 20 miles up the Intracoastal to lovely Port Salerno. I'm going to do some filming while I talk because I'm sure you'd much rather see the scenery than look at my ugly mug. So let's get back up onto the stern of the boat, and I'm going to flip everything around now and show you some cool stuff while I talk. Okay, number one is our dinghy again. Great purchase, $100 from a local person in Jupiter that, to say the least, well, I'm not even going to comment further on that guy. Nice guy. Certainly gave me a good deal on the dinghy. And I love it. It's a pram, by the way. My estimates are that the dinghy is probably in the area of 50 years old, maybe more, 60 maybe, because I literally used to have one when I was a kid, like small, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. All right, so let's take a look around. We're going to look northwest right now. Take a look at the North Mooring Field in Titusville. Take a quick scan, and then I want to show you this cool little spot I just came out of, Titusville Marina, where for one reason or another, and many reasons, I spent 6 days. Unexpectedly, only intending to spend one when I arrived. One night, that is. So we're spanning now to the southwest and looking at the South Mooring Field in Titusville towards the big bridge. Going east, southeast that is right now, south to southeast, and then to east, northeast, and north, and northwest back to the dinghy. Alrighty, so pretty cool spot, and as you can see today, it's almost glassy calm. And this marina was really special. I want to give a shout out to all the folks there at Titusville Marina. Sabrina, Jesse, Jessica, the guys Thomas, Mike, Tom, Dave. I could go on. There's a lot of nice people at this marina that run it. And that makes a big difference when you're cruising and you need things to happen, and you need to be treated fairly with good prices, great accommodations. And I encourage all my sailors on their travels up or down the Intercoastal Waterway, north or south, don't miss Titusville Marina. Great little spot. And I really, despite the fact that I had a lot of uncomfortable, to say the least, things going on while I was there that had nothing to do with the marina and only me, I really enjoyed my time there. Okay, so now a little bit about the boat. By the way, that marina, there is more manatees in that marina than I've ever seen outside of a power plant in South Florida. And I mean dozens of them. And you can't turn on a freshwater spigot without them coming up and literally getting right in your face. And I mean in your face, like 2 feet away, with their big snorty noses and this funny looking. It's just, it never gets old. I must have seen 100 of them while I was there in 6 days, and they were coming right up to my hands when I was washing the boat. Okay, another cool thing about this area in Titusville Marina even is the shrimp jumping out of the water at night onto the boat, onto the dock. And here's a little guy I happened to be saving actually for a couple of days because I just didn't have time to film everything I wanted to. But that's kind of nice jumbo pink shrimp that are available by the dozens at night if you have a net and a light, right in the marina even. Okay, got some comments on the awning today, how cool it was. And we don't have our signs or weather cloths up just yet because we were just doing some reorganization. But that will happen probably this evening when we stop up to it. I'm walking up the starboard side right now, past the skipper's bed, that is. And I have, as you can see, I have the hatches closed, that hatch closed down anyway, and that pretty quick, ugly repair where it's only going to be temporary until I replace that whole piece of acrylic. Just had to do that. But yesterday I did put a nice new gasket under that baby so she's dry and tight. And there's all new gaskets in the ports. A little quick look at the bow right here, anchor system. Got 25 foot of 5/16 down, just breaking the surface of the water, and 9/16 3-strand, New England ropes, of course, on top of that. Whisker pole, looking down the port deck into the cockpit, and let's take a quick peek at Shelly Girl, make sure she's all right. That's our skipper, by the way. And as you can see in the cockpit, I have my charts all out, and I have my route plan right next to it, which I usually do the night before, literally listing most of the markers and what have you on that particular leg. Yep, and there's the skipper, finally calmed down after a very eventful morning, which I would rather not discuss, where Dad did all the work and the skipper did, well, not what the captain would have liked her to do. But in any case, now we're back to the bow of the boat, and here we go with a beautiful surprise space launch from Kennedy Space Center. Yes, I almost missed it actually with my blabbering because I wasn't paying attention to my watch, and in fact it's a little early. I thought it was 10:56. But here we have a Boeing Starliner launching with 2 astronauts to the International Space Station, powered by an Atlas V rocket. Darn if I didn't miss the actual launch. But that's pretty close enough, pretty cool, and I'm glad I got it on film, at least 3/4 of the launch. Just missed the takeoff by a second. But as you can see, the trajectory curves off to the east. And I mean right on the nose of east from Cape Canaveral. And that is because, as most of us learned in school, perhaps, I think, it's actually going straight up still, but the Earth is spinning away from the space capsule as it goes straight up, and therefore it looks like it's actually just doing a big circle, which it's not. So that's a little bit of astronomical tidbits, a tidbit that we can use later in our navigation, I promise. But there it is, The launch we've been waiting days for, it was actually scrubbed a couple of times. And I'm glad we got to at least see this. Pretty cool. Last time I was this close to a launch, it was many years ago with my young children, Ruth and Luke, twins in fact. And we came up here to watch the Space Shuttle Discovery take the first trip back into space since the Columbia disaster. And if that wasn't an epic, proud moment where we stood close to the launch as possible, felt the ground shake, etc., it was quite an experience. This is too, you can't not love it. It's pretty cool. And I don't know too many places, if any, actually I don't know any places on the planet where you can sit or be on the deck of your sailboat en route anywhere and enjoy an up-close space launch. Pretty cool. Just another cool thing about the area in general. And of course, if you want to come watch a space launch, you might as well hang out at the wonderful Titusville Marina. So here we go. A little early on that launch, unless I was given the wrong time, which is possible. Just a few minutes. And now we have time check 10:58. Let's call it 11 o'clock. And we have a 7-hour run to New Smyrna, which puts us there at 6 p.m. Still plenty of light, and let's get it done. I usually don't like to get into a new spot that late, preferring to arrive more around 4, but this was certainly worth it. And I'm pretty sure I just heard some dolphin breach right here too, which, being now out in the intercoastal, is a very common sight up here on the Indian River. And lots of wildlife, as I said, besides the manatees and the shrimp, jumbo shrimp, the birds. I could go on and on. It's just beautiful up here. But now, if we look ahead to the north, we see an open railroad bridge that stays open that we're going to be passing through, and then turning northeast and then almost east through a skinny canal and into the Mosquito Lagoon, where we take a sharp turn to port and head back north up the Mosquito Lagoon to New Smyrna. So that's it. I'm glad we caught a little bit of that launch anyway. Really wasn't loud, and the wind is light and coming towards us. I'm quite surprised. That's why caught me off guard a little bit. I usually remember hearing from the Discovery launch the roar first before it even launches. Perhaps that's different though with these rockets, and I'm pretty clueless on the subject, but I met a lot of nice people in the marina that weren't, and they informed me about a lot of cool things, and maybe I'll share them with you sometime. All right, Titusville, au revoir, adios, till next time. And again, guys, I want to say one final thing. Thanks for putting up with my primitive video skills. They really leave a lot to be desired. But still, if you like what I'm showing you in any respect, let me know. Maybe you'll even become a subscriber. And if you do, we're going to figure out together some cool things to make my subscribers even more happy about subscribing, with some special treats just for subscribers. And I'll tell you about that later. Till next time.